Hello, guys. Welcome to the Youth of Light program. This is a program that comes to you live every Saturday at 5 p.m. We would urge you to subscribe to our channel and share, like, comment, give us your opinion. And if you would want to be featured on this show, kindly text us on the WhatsApp number there. Today, we are talking about effective communication in a relationship. And before we continue, I would want to introduce my panel to you. So today in my immediate right, I have Dennis. Next, I have Vale, not new to you on the show. And then lastly, sitasema not least, anaitwa Chris. So welcome, guys. We will look at different questions in regards to effective communication in a relationship. Well, as for me, the longest time I've ever stayed without talking to my better half will be one day. Like just a day, like let's say 12 hours practically. Because probably I've gone to work angry, and then I just stay there until in the evening. Yeah, practically that would be the longest time I've ever stayed without talking to my better half.
For me, it depends where the relationship is. Kama mnaanza, there's that communication kila time, but it depends. Sometimes when you're starting a relationship, communication is very effective from the beginning. But the time mnaendelea kidogo kidogo, inaanza kuisha. So it depends.
Well, in my point of view, I don't really know what this communication entails. But if it's on a high, maybe there's a time I stayed, let's say, a week. Yeah, it's possible, but for a week. Okay. Sometimes you may go for work or business things or something of that kind. Then your phone goes off, and then you are like, "There's no way you can charge. The phone is off." So I think there's a time I was off for like 2 weeks, communicate with no one. So yeah, the longest 2 weeks, I think, on my case.
Really? Okay, for me, I think like thrice in a day, or whenever you have time, or you can create that time so that you can have that communication. If you are caring enough, you should call me at least thrice in a day. Yes.
Okay, according to me, maybe twice a day. This is because it depends with what you are committed to.
I would say as many times as you can. Why? Because it's good to show how caring you are as a lady, or how good a gentleman you are to your partner. Because anytime you get a chance, you should just check on your partner as many times as you can.
As for me, when it comes to communication, how many times to communicate to your better half, I think there's no definite number of times that you should communicate to your loved one. And the reason being that it's you and him, or you and her versus the world. So you don't have to have a reason to communicate to that person. So as for me, there is no definite number of times, and there's no definite reason as to why and when to communicate. Thank you.
I think a man should be a man. Yes, a man should start a conversation, not a lady, because we are dating. You don't expect me as a lady to start calling you. You don't expect me. If you want that relationship to grow, is a man who should make sure that the relationship grows. So expect a man to call me, not me to call.
When it comes to who to initiate the communication, anybody can initiate a communication, a conversation, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, maybe you wanted to confirm something from me. Do you still wait till the time I'll call you so that you can get the answer to whatever you wanted? Number two, ni kuwekea credo alafu uniambie like ni mimi nakupigia tena. How now? So anybody can initiate a communication, a conversation, that is in a relationship. Number two, tatumia nane miss mwingine haraka. Like if you miss me, you call me, that's not a problem. Otherwise, I don't think if this is like a employer thing. You understand, employer anaweza kuanza kupigia juu kumenda aji that day. Otherwise, if that becomes the case, then it means the relationship is one way. Like the man should give the effort, or the lady, whoever is initiating the conversation, and drive. So at the end of the day, this is a two people thing.
Okay, to me, both we are able to initiate that communication. First, let's say I have maybe she have an issue with me. She will not expect me to call or maybe to ask, because first of all, as we are together, no one is an angel to know the problem of other one. Yes, so she have to speak. Both of us, we have to ensure that communication.
They say communication is a two-way traffic. So either of us should initiate this communication. Take this scenario where you find we had an argument, and after examining yourself, you find that you are the one who had the problem. So in this case, what are you supposed to do? Who's supposed to reach out first? If you find you had a problem yourself, you're supposed to reach out to me first. Perhaps so either of us can start a communication in any relationship, so that we make that relationship work 100%, depending on how you guys are able to carry on your problems. Because there are those people who can handle problems at a certain level. There are those who will quit when it becomes too much for them. So either of us, according to me, any of us is supposed to do the communication in a relationship if we are in a relationship.
As a relationship progresses, you find that mmezoeana, like mmezoeana sasa, it's no longer ile mnatafutana each and every minute. So you find that with time, kama haikuwa ndani yenu, that chatting and that calling, kama haikuwa ndani yenu, kama ilikuwa ina sukuma sana na the fact that mlikuwa mnaanzisha relationship, then itaenda kififia. Lakini kama it's something in you, like every time unakanga tu kupiga masimu ama ni kuchat, it will still continue. But in most cases, find that ni ya kuzoeana sana, and then you are like, it's like you know the answer to everything.
I think sometimes it's being idle because you're over communicating with each other. So that time, as you said, mmezoeana, you lack, una lack something that ilikuwa mdiscuss. So I think being idle, and number two, mistrust, lack of trust. Yes, I think lack of trust. I think that's the two things that fade the communication away.
To me, tunafanya communication fade away, like maybe taking long, unaona. Kwa mfano kuchukua muda, yani kabla uongeleshe mwenzako nini, unaona hiyo kitu inafanya msichana anapoteza trust, ama anaanza kufeel like not trusting so anaanza kufikiria maybe there is something you are doing behind, unaona. So vitu hizo zinafanya people communicate mostly.
So first, there is the spirit of familiarity in relationships. When you get too used to your partner, you don't see anything new in her or him. You automatically know, si ako kwa nyumba, si ni ule tu sasa tumezoea tumekaana, so there is no big deal. That spirit of familiarity will fade communication away because you guys don't have anything new to do apart from ile formality mmezoea. So that's one factor that fades communication away in a relationship. Secondly, there is a lot of responsibilities. Like when responsibilities grow, for example, like if you guys get together and either job-wise or family-wise, you get too much responsibilities. That can at least fade away communication. You find that if you were communicating like thrice, kama mwingine vile amesema we are supposed to do thrice, unapata that thrice cannot work because perhaps I'm 100% held up at work, or else niko na watoto hapa wakilia huku, wengine wanalia huku. I won't find time to chat with you on WhatsApp or video call you as much as you can. So seriously, those two factors will make communication fade away in any relationship whatsoever. Responsibilities and that spirit of familiarity. Okay, one barrier to effective communication in any given relationship would be doubts, or let me call them assumptions. For example, I'm just assuming Vale didn't talk to me today because she decided not to. If I assume 100% that my partner did not talk to me because of 1, 2, which I haven't confirmed, that is already one of the biggest barriers, because automatically it will just feed communication within ourselves, because there is no way I will assume this has happened when in reality it hasn't happened, when I haven't known the reality of the matters. So I would say assumptions in a relationship. And also funny goals. When I talk of funny goals, what do I mean? Could be starting the relationships. You guys wanted to just hit and run. One of you just was after hit and run. So what happens next? If one of you is still entangled in that in still that relationship, automatically you guys will have problems. There won't be any communication there. So I would say those are the two barriers to effective communication in any relationship.
And that's why I suggested that the least you can do is thrice a day. Thrice a day. Simply because when you're getting into a relationship, then you have expectations. So one of the barriers could be you were over expecting from the other partner. Then at the end of it backfired. Number 2 is being suspicious. Because you're used to talk each and every time with this guy, then kidogo maybe he or she is busy somewhere, then she doesn't pick up your call or she doesn't communicate. Then you start suspecting, these are Kwanina Nanilenga, she's up to something, as Josiah said, maybe assumption. Mnaanza kwa an assumption, there's something he or she is doing. So I think it should be your expectations, you didn't meet it, and then number 2, being suspicious.
Okay, there are several reasons, but if you look around, if you just try to look deeper into each of these reasons, find that it all surrounds around unfaithfulness and trust. So for this communication to proceed, the faithfulness, the trust, it needs to be there. Also, don't be too much of expectant of something that promises or whatever from your partner. Like, if maybe amekupromise gari, okay, na amesota, so unaanza kufeel because you are like, sasa alinipromise na hakuleta, so unaanza kumkazia hata communication. So that's how some of these things come up. Sometimes promises they can come up, ama sometimes zinafa backfire because of 1, 2, 3 reasons. 3, you need to understand each other. Inaweza kuwa mtu leo ni siku yake ya mood swing, then you are like, hapo tu bado unangangana tu, you are like, juu haja kuongelesha au hutaki kuongea naye, or maybe that person the place of work things didn't go well, and then you are like, you are the person when unafaa ku step in, but umesema just because mtu akuongea na mimi acha tuikae. So naye ako like, so even when I'm this down, mawazo imenisukuma nini, kila problem is like everybody's on my head, even the person I trust most hajaongea na mimi, so that person even after that atakuwa tu chini, atakuwa tu ana feel tu ako low all through.
So just to add on, I wanted to add on misunderstandings. I think Chris has touched that, and also there is still a bit of stubbornness, which is also a barrier to effective communication. When I talk about stubbornness, what do I mean? Tumechokozana kidogo perhaps, alafu mimi kichwa yangu iko huko ya mwingine, basi anasema na kwani iko nini?
Si anapak.
Kwani iko nini? Kama anataka kuniongelesha basi wacha akae. That way you will find that relationship won't go far. So I wanted just to add those as some of the barriers to effective communication.
Now, when it comes to that show of now you are calling PDA, I don't know, PDA, PDF, whatever it is, because to me it's public display foolishness by the PDF, because it doesn't, okay, whoever you are showing out there is the same person who will come into your relationship and be straight at the end of the day. So whether you show it or you don't, my friend, hata uandike kwa gate hiyo jina mutaachana tu. If it was meant you mutaachana, trust me, you will. So as for me, it doesn't matter whether you show off, whether you tell everybody. That's why you find that people get to marriage, wanaenda kwa kanisa, wanapewa hapo mpaka wanadipana tumbuzi, na at the end of the day wanakuja tu wana divorce. Lakini wakidivorce waturudishani kanisani, turudishe vitu by the way. So the PDA does not count in issues to do whether this is love or not, and it doesn't assure love.
Chris, I think you are an enemy of relationship. Really? You want to tell me if you love me, you can't hug me in a public?
You can hug anybody in public.
That's PDA too.
Okay, that's PDF.
Okay, for me, depending where the relationship is, okay, I agree with it. Sometimes it's good. We still have some romantic men outside there. Unlike, let me not mention anyone.
Unlike the most romantic guy here.
Oh, no, come on. So, for me,
Okay.
two people, if they agree, they want to show off, well and good. And if they don't agree, still, okay, they say relationship is not a community project. But if we feel like you want to show off, I don't see any problem with that. Yes, I don't feel there is any problem with that because the relationship is between two people. So if I feel like I want to show up, ni sawa.
Okay.
Sawa.
Okay. Right.
An example of PDF.
So, for example, I wouldn't say it assures love, but then also, to some extent, like Vale has said, if you feel like it and we are really much in love, then there's no problem about it. But one thing about public display of affection to the public will bring you a lot of shame and a lot of what do I call it? What is shame times two?
Foolishness.
No, like it will bring you a lot of problems, a lot of shame that you wouldn't even be able to bear when you guys when you part. Wakati wale my enemies wanaonanga hivi wanasema nyinyi mtaachana tu na ikuje kukua ukweli, you won't even be able to pass through mbele ya watu, sababu you are all over. Hata Facebook I think is better mkiweka hapo, sababu watu si rahisi wa review memories, ni wewe unapostingi. But as for huku tunajua huku kanisani nyinyi ndio mnakaanga tu karibu mbebane mgongo. I think it's not worth it. Kama hamko sure of that thing, me I would say kama ni public display of affection ni kwa married couples for example, at least ni kama mko na some surety ya mtaachana, lakini hii kiwaruko
even marriage Josiah there is divorce.
The rate of divorce, at least kuna why natetea at least married ni juu at least you guys have moved in together.
Don't married people divorce?
Ni very rare still, ni very rare. Iko lakini the reality ni ati the fallen relationships are more than the marriages, for example. So I would think I would just recommend the PDA thing to married couples. As for watu wako in a relationship, wacheni tu mkiss pale mbele, mkiambiwa na name, mkiambiwa na bishop mkiss or reverend or whoever is uniting you two guys. Lakini hii ya kawaida ya kutuonyesha huku vile you guys lazima mshikane, lazima mbebane,
mtajuaje?
Please leave us alone. We want to live in peace.
Basi kwa mtajuaje ananipenda? Wako kwa program. Ikiwa kuna tabia couples to kiss. Wa show hiyo PDA hata kwa hiyo kanisa bado. Kwani mimi unaonyesha once? Ni ile tunataka tumeenda outing. So I would say PDA, as for me I would say PDA doesn't assure love. In reality it doesn't assure love. Love only depends on your inner soul. Juu mimi ninaweza hapa personally vale, mimi naweza kuja hapa tuko in a relationship, ninaweza onyesha kina Chris na kina Deno vile si waka, but in reality tu hakuna kitu. Nikienda na huko vile hizi kile kitendo ninafanya huko bwana inakubetray.
Let me ask you a question. Like when you're introducing me, do you think is a PDA too? The way you're introducing me?
No, in introduction I wouldn't say ni PDA, sababu nikikuja kwa Mbogi lazima niwaambie bana huyu mimi ndiye ninabebanga huyu.
What is PDA?
PDA ni that affection, unaona ile public, like for example tuko ina sahi tuko ni vile si kusema kitambo, kumbe vile sahi tuko Muthaiga for example, watu hapa tushajua, yani ile style mumelala hapa, unaonanga style ya Uhuru Park nyinyi mna acting kama mko Uhuru Park every other time according to you Chris. Lakini for introduction I wouldn't call PDA.
It is because when you meet people, I'm with you, utasema guys, this my bye, this my beautiful lady, I like huyu ndio nakwambia. Na is it bad sasa? Si wewe ni dem yangu, why wouldn't I just introduce you? Ninafaa kuintroduce. As for me, introduction won't be part of PDA according to me. Lakini the rest of the things
is history. Okay.
They don't assure love.
Okay, me, let's say, okay, like this. I can agree with you at one point. Yeah. Because, look, as Josiah said, PDA, that maybe can be display. You're trying to display somebody, and maybe that person, in real sense, they have something else or someone else. You see? So, as he said, the shame times whatever,
as long as
it can still follow you. Because after mmeachana,
So wale marafiki wale walikuwa na ringo kionyesha this my whatever. Unaanza kuambia nini?
What if now you go ahead showing them and they know the reality? Wanaonyesha lakini wanajua wewe si wewe.
It's a total embarrassment. That's why I said PDA would just give you a lot of embarrassment at the end of the time. It will really give you.
Sometimes you live a moment. Kuna kule kupendwa, lazima upendwe. Hata kama watu watasema nini, lazima upendwe.
Upendwa tena?
Ai, lazima. Okay.
Now, if you people are not communicating, or if you cease to communicate in a relationship, that is the start of every problem, because you'll not be able to understand each other. You'll never be able to know when things are happening in a relationship, because you are not able to share out, you are not able to communicate with your partner. So at the end of the day, you lose each other. You lose that trust, you lose that person, you lose the love, because whatever was keeping you people close is no longer there. So one of the biggest problems will be losing each other. Yeah.
I think one of the consequences is fights. It brings fights. Kupigana tu for no reason. Mistrust. Amko honest with each other. I think that's one of the consequences. And then again, the end of relationship.
So I would say the consequence that hasn't been said would be what? Killing each other. The current rate of people killing their spouses, I think it's being contributed too much by ineffective communication. If you guys don't communicate, you'll end up in very serious misunderstanding that will lead you to serious consequences too. And that one of them will be murder. Two, you will obviously lose your partner, because separation is a sure bet when you guys are not communicating. And bad publicity, that is the third one, because you guys, if you do not communicate, you'll find that one of you guys will give their problems to other people outside here, be it the girl, be it the boy, and that becomes a very big problem, bad publicity outside here. So I would say those are the consequences of ineffective communication in a relationship. First of all, if you want to remedy a broken communication in any relationship, you should first search within yourself, understand yourself, your, what do I call them, your incapacities. What are you capable of doing? What are you not capable of doing? Do you really understand yourself? Do you really understand your failures? Do you accept them? Do you accept who you are? That is something that you should do first. Search within yourself, understand yourself, and then come up with a solution. Next, you can also seek for help from a person you can trust above, like be it someone older than you or someone with a better experience in a relationship. For example, me, sitaongea juu ya Chris, and I'll be able.
Now you see. Hey,
I'll be able. If you seek help from someone who is older than you, that way you'll be able to get some help, and you guys will make. Will just rectify. You will find out where the problem in your communication came through, and that way you'll be able to get a solution.
Just if it's not working, it is not working.
Exactly. Thank you. You see,
If it's not working, it's not working.
Is it a relationship or a marriage?
It's a relationship. Even a marriage will.
No. Relationship.
Kanyaga
If there is ineffective, do you want to mean now if there is ineffective communication, we should just part?
Yes, because if it's no longer working for you two people, my friend, quit. If it's marriage, okay, whatever. Now you are talking about free help, whatever that is. Kwanza mkishikana huyo help haikuwa.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just imagining the kind of people you guys want to be. Sasa kama ni ineffective communication, so, for example, you guys do not want to remedy, kwani mulishikana tu. That is why ninasema I think kushikana mingi ilikuwa ya hit and run tu basi.
Ukishikana kwa na help. Sasa communicate, you want help.
Really? Yes, everything has a problem. Everything has a solution. Every problem has a solution.
Is communication na relationship kuachana.
Ukweli kama si marriage,
Kama si marriage tembeza.
For your marriage ndio mnaweza enda to those elders or ama watu wako na experience. But this girl, so
my biggest worry was my biggest worry guys was kama tutakuwa tunakuwa na some miscommunication and then we part, basi ati yuko serious. Will you ever end up with someone mwenye muta end up in a serious relationship? Basi mutakuwa compatible lini?
If you don't agree, just walk away.
If it does not work,
it does not work. Just walk away. Kanyaka kubwa kubwa ukienda.
Nini unangoja nini? Mtu mwingine nafasi.
I thought relationship is between two people. So third party anatokea wapi kuleta solution?
Imagine.
Kanyaka kubwa kubwa ukienda.
I was making. Na hapo mkipatana.
Wow. Well,
for the starters, the point is very straightforward. Like, when is it time to seek help? If it's marriage, the situation is different, and I'll not talk about that. But I'm talking about in a relationship. When is it time to seek help? If you people met because somebody helped you too, then go back to that person for help. If not, kama mlikuwa wawili venye mlimit,
sikufail, haunifail, so tuachane, kila mtu atembeze.
okay guys, that has been it from us. If you want to seek help, you can ask us there, and we will be getting back to you. So that has been it from us, the Youth of Light. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, and give your opinions. We love you. Kindly stay tuned.
Bye. Subscribe.